Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan, and the topic of this 10-minute moan is yet another strange occurrence that the police are telling the public nothing about, and this time it's quite a large area of Edinburgh. So this story was highlighted to me by Kinnan Park Bear on Twitter, and thank you very much for enlightening me to it because I hadn't noticed anything about this strange story. The strange story started, as you can see here, on the 6th of June at 10:53 in the morning, when Police Scotland in Edinburgh highlighted the fact that please be aware that Roseburn Path between the footbridge at Roseburn Terrace up to Ravelston Dykes is currently closed to the public due to an ongoing police incident. Please use alternative routes. That was it. Full stop. End of story. And no official word since then. So this thing that happened on the 6th, we're now 7th, 8th and 9th, so we're on to the 4th day of this story, is the last thing that the police have said to anybody about this situation. And here we have a keen cyclist, I imagine, Dr. Mark Hartle, who's saying the same. It's closed between Westcoats Terrace and Ravelston Dykes due to Police Scotland incident. Divert through via Coltbridge Terrace and then hashtag cycling Edinburgh. So I'm guessing the doctor is a keen cyclist and he is just highlighting to his community where they're not to cycle. And as you'll see here, he's highlighted it with two big X's on a map, which is quite a big area. And he put this out on June the 6th, actually before the cops told you. So that was June the 6th. We've now had some various other people highlighting it, none other than Lewis Meachie of STV. He's a presenter for STV. And he says a large section of Edinburgh's Roseburn Path is cordoned off this morning from Roseburn Terrace through to Ravelston Dykes. This is a sizable police presence along the route. Police say they are carrying out inquiries on an ongoing investigation. So on the 6th, he's reiterated what the police have said and he's got some footage, some of which I'll show you in a few minutes or two. Okay. Then Lewis came back with another tweet mentioning his original one on the 7th, more than 24 hours later. I'm seeing some speculation that this relates to a piece of the graffiti. So somebody's putting it out that this whole thing was about graffiti. Well, the police haven't told us what they are investigating on the Roseburn Path. I can say that the piece of graffiti isn't in or even that close to the section of the path which has been cordoned off. So it appears that somebody was trying to either feed a story to the STV or put it out in the public domain that all this closing of this area was to do with a piece of graffiti. And Lewis, being a journalist, has kind of blown that right out the water, as we say up here. So, we are now the 9th, and we now have the Scottish Libertarian Party, who this morning put out the Roseburn Path in Edinburgh near St George's School has been closed off with a police presence for 4 days. Well, it's on its 4th day. Any chance Police Scotland or Edinburgh Council can let us in on what exactly is going on? So what is going on? Well, I don't know. Because I'm no Police Scotland. And I've not got any ins, like others who managed to get things from Police Scotland information. Like my name, for example, and put it in papers. And that's an allegation I'm not making, because it could be anybody that put my name in the paper. I'll come to that in another video. However, why did the police not tell us? Why have they got good people in Edinburgh now into their 4th day of having a large police presence and a large area closed off, but you and I have not to know why? This is a thing that I'm getting pretty sick of as a citizen of the United Kingdom. It's like our media and our establishment don't want us to know certain things. Now, to be fair, at least we've got one person in STV who's tweeted twice about this, who's kind of blown out a suggestion that was starting, obviously, about the graffiti. That was obviously about either somebody being stupid or possibly will put out a story that it's graffiti. And I think there's been a few things in Edinburgh since New Year where the police have not been able to or willing to let the good people of the public know what is actually going on. Staying up to date with events around the world can be difficult, where it's impossible to consult a single source for the full story. Narratives that shape public opinion often just reinforce media and corporate-backed vested interests. It's hard to know what information to trust. See what the media is exaggerating, sensationalising, over or under reporting. That's why I've been using Ground News. Ground News is an app and website that combines news from around the world in one place so you can compare coverage. For every news source, you can see if it has any political bias, how reliable the reporting is, and who owns them. They even have a blind spot feed that highlights news disproportionately covered by one side of the political spectrum. Take a data-driven view on the news and stay current. Get news from thousands of sources worldwide in one place. I've been using Ground News to help me get all the world's news in one place and give a more balanced opinion on what we read and viewing who is telling us the truth and who isn't. Subscribe via my link to get 40% off the Vantage subscription. It's the one I use to get unlimited access to every feature. Your subscription can not only help my channel, but also help Ground News, as it makes the media landscape more transparent. And up and down the whole length of the United Kingdom, we see story after story after story, where sometimes they're more than happy to let us to put it out there, and in other times they don't want anything, any information at all. And this is obviously one they don't want information, and I'm not going to start guessing what could be going on in an area in Edinburgh, quite a residential area at that, without having some sort of information to go on. But I find it just incredible that after we're now into the 4th day and the police have not asked for any help with giving us an idea of what's going on and looking for witnesses and stuff, or indeed told the people locally what's going on. And I know if I lived in an area and it has heavy police presence and a large stretch of what looks like a cycle path was closed off, I would be concerned, because I would want to know, is this something that puts my safety at risk and my community's safety at risk? Or is it something that you've got well under control? You may already have, there may be a crime. I mean, obviously, I imagine there's a crime or they wouldn't be spending the resources they evidently have been. And one other thing I need to draw your attention to, actually, in the Lewis Meachie tweet, down the bottom right, he had a little video of a police car. And on that police car, it evidently shows that it is carrying police dogs. Police dogs, normally for sniffing. And normally when you're sniffing out stuff and you're looking for stuff in quiet areas within residential areas, it can only mean one thing. Unfortunately, normally, the most normal reason would be they're looking for somebody. Okay? And if that's not the case, then you would probably help dispel those rumours by telling us and telling the people close in that community what it is you've got police dogs out looking for. Because if you don't, it'll inevitably, the rumour mill have already been started, and I'll guess everybody around that area's got their own ideas on what they are actually investigating, and that's not healthy, because we end up having things. Now, take you back, and I'm not suggesting it's anywhere near as bad as the Liverpool FC open-top bus thing, where the man has been arrested, charged, and started his court process for that incident. But with that incident, the police came out like that. Within 2 hours, had told us not only it was a male who'd been arrested, his age, and his skin colour, which was a bit bizarre. And what they were saying, suggestions were that this was going to be a new police strategy to stop people countering that with guesses and saying things that might not be helpful to police investigations. Now, I understand that that might not be possible in every instance where within 2 hours we've got a description and stuff hitting the public domain on what's going on. But I think on the 4th day now, the public kind of need to know. So if you enjoyed the video, you want others to see it, click the thumbs up, put your comments below, hit the share button. If you've not already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notifications bell. But most importantly of all, unless you're the type of people that are dealing with something that's obviously a big story, try to maybe put out, or are happy for folk to suggest it's graffiti that you're investigating, but don't tell the public what's actually going on in their communities. Then not you, but
everyone else. Have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.